And let's move along with another scenario to look at. If you look at this one that's 13757, it shows as a positive balance of $12.50, and it's an invoice. So we can double click the invoice. We can look at the invoice. We see that the sales tax at 8%. We see everything over here on the right column is taxed. We go Control H for history. We can see the two payments that were made, but there's still a balance of $12.50. So we start over into CCC. We look at 13757. Again, I've already put it up into the search terms. It's already here. And we go ahead and we open it up. I'm going to go look at the receipts first to make sure that there's no balance. And in this case, no, there's no balance. But if we look at the repair order total, it's $2888.35. And if we go back over to QuickBooks, it shows $2,900. So again, because the grand total is off, we're pretty assured that it has something to do with sales tax. Because keep in mind, as I've said over and over again, sales tax does not come over from a management system into QuickBooks. QuickBooks items are set up to be taxed or non-taxed depending on your state and your state requirements. And the subtotals come over from a management system, and then the items tax it according to how you have it set up in QuickBooks. And that's why it's critical to have QuickBooks set up correctly, so that way the sales tax is always going to be correct. But in this case, we can see that somehow, some way, the sales tax does not match. Because if we look at the sales tax in QuickBooks, it's $214.88. We go back over to CCC and we look into the actual repair order. When we go to estimate and we go to totals, the sales tax here is only $202.38. So that's our difference, is our sales tax. So let's take a look, and usually I look in this area over here in the estimate totals, and here's what you'll notice. You'll see a miscellaneous tax and a miscellaneous non-taxed. Well, in this particular state, everything is taxed. So there should never be in CCC anything that is non-taxed. So everything would be taxed. So this $156.25 is not being taxed in CCC. But if we go over to QuickBooks and look at the invoice that we have, the $156.25 is taxed, as it should be. But for whatever reason, it's not taxed in CCC. So if we go back over to the lines and we go up and we try to find this, we notice that whoever wrote the estimate on this figured a alloy wheel, painted, sublet, 25% markup at $156.25, but chose miscellaneous non-tax, which is incorrect. It should have been taxed, and it should have been caught at the time of closing the repair order. In this particular state, if everything's taxed, or any state that everything is taxed, it's really a no-brainer. Before you close a repair order, you look to make sure that there's nothing that's coming over or has been listed as non-taxed, because it shouldn't be. Now, the proper way for this to be fixed would be before it's closed, and that way you would actually go to this line and you would change it from miscellaneous tax to taxed. Now, it may be very possible that when you do go to try to do the line properties will not allow you to change it from miscellaneous non-tax to tax, and in that case, you would have to delete the line and re-add it as a taxed item. Now we could, because this repair order has been closed, we could reopen it, delete the line, add it back as taxed, and then this will actually show a deficit the same as QuickBooks. And then we could actually write it as a short pay, because I'm sure you're not going to go back and be able to get the tax paid at this point in time in this job. But in this case, we're going to do it a little quicker way because the job's been done for quite a while. We're going to go back over to QuickBooks, and we're going to change this specific line to non-taxed. And when we do that, you can see it balances it out to 0. Now this is not the correct way of doing this, because according to your state, you owe the sales tax on that $156.25, and it should have come over from CCC that way, and you will then we'd write it off as a short pay, but still be listed as taxed on your report. But in this case, we're going to fix it in this manner. Save it and close. It's going to warn us for the 90 days it's passed, and now that job is gone as well.